Hello, welcome to episode number 65 of Just My Pen. And this one I'm entitled Anniversary. Due to the 50th anniversary of hip hop. Hip hop has a profound impact on popular culture, influencing music, fashion, dance, art, and art worldwide. It's became a global phenomenon with artists and fans in various countries embracing it and contributing to the genre. Today, hip hop continues to evolve and thrive, with new artists pushing the boundaries and expanding the genre's reach. Hip hop music is typically features lyricists that address social and political and personal experience and storytelling. It also has been used as a platform to express cultural and political views and self-expression. Over the years, hip hop evolves and diversified, giving rise to various subgenres and original styles. Some of the most notable pioneers and influential figures in hip hop include DJ Kool Herc, Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five, African Bambaataa, Run DMC, Public Enemy, Tupac Shakur, The Notorious B.I.G., Nas, and Jay-Z, and many other artists. These artists have made significant contribution into development and popularizing hip hop, music, and culture. Hip hop has came a long ways. Hip hop really has evolved and became what it is today. Hip hop, the celebration of 50 years is very significant because this genre of music has influenced and shaped many other cultures across the world. This thing is not just centered in America anymore. It has affected fashion, language, music, dance, and many other things, aspects. Hip hop now is mainstream. Hip hop in its origins, the early 70s and 80s, was a black and Latino art. And it was subject to the inner cities. It seems far-fetched to believe that you couldn't hear a hip hop record on the radio, which now hip hop dominates. Possibly 75, 80% of records played on the radio. Either it's hip hop or it's something mixed with hip hop, R&B with rap in it, or a hip hop producer produced the record. It dominates the charts now. And it came a long way from its humble beginnings in the Bronx, New York. Hip hop culture. A subculture is defined by four elements: MCing, which is rapping, DJ, which is scratching on two turntables, breakdancing, and graffiti art. These were and are the four elements of hip hop. Although the MCing and rapping may dominate and may be seen as the symbol of hip hop, these other elements play a key and a major part in the culture. Beatboxing. It's defined by a sounds for a way for people to make sounds and beats with their voice. It was brought to the game and to the cultures by MCs such as Dougie Fresh and Buff Love, the human beatbox of the group the Fat Boys. God bless his soul. So this music has really affected a very lot. From its humble beginnings in the Bronx, New York, to the top of the charts. This music has shaped and molded cultures. This music has produced a couple of billionaires, most notably Jay-Z, Dr. Dre, Kanye West, and Sean P. Diddy Combs. This music has made countless amount of millionaires, countless amounts. People in this music and this genre has affected and peddled everything from sneakers to vitamin water to headphones. This music has served as a branch and a ladder for artists to go into other ventures such as acting, ownership of their own labels, fashion with their own clothing line, liquor such as Ciroc and Armandale and Douce. You can get in, it's not so much just as a performer. You can get in the game as a DJ, producer, whatever, but that's not the only avenue that's available to you so you can make revenue. I.e. Sean Carter. Look at Jay-Z. The man's a billionaire. And think of where he started. He started in the projects. Marcy Projects, to be exact. And look where he's risen to and went to. Whether you like his music or dislike his music, you have to give the man the credit and the props that he did achieve something that's very rare. A poor black guy starting out in the projects. Now he's one of the richest black men in America. You have rappers that went on achieving acting such as Ice Cube, Queen Latifah, Busta Rhymes, Ice-T, and my personal favorite, the late great Tupac Shakur. You have Ice Cube, where he's writing his own scripts and making his own movies. The influence that rappers have on fashion, it's undoubtable. You had Jay-Z do a deal with Reebok. He had his own sneaker line as I Carter selection. 50 Cent do a deal with Reebok. He had his cheat unit. Run DMC was one of the first to do a deal. They had a deal with Adidas. You had Sean P. Diddy Combs come out with his own clothing line, Sean Jones. Jay-Z, Rockefeller, Beanie Siegel, State Property, Philadelphia artists. You had Nelly come out with apple bottom jeans. So the impact on fashion by rappers that's brought to the game is arguably one of the best things. I can't think about no rock and roll singers, no R&B singer, country singers having their own clothing line. It's selling it to the public, but it's not merch at a concert where they're selling t-shirts and stuff at the concert. And as I said, rap began in the Bronx, New York. That's the birthplace. That's the Mecca. But it began to spread to different cities and different regions. My city, Philadelphia, we produced some of the greatest lyrical rappers that ever been in this game. Arguably Will Smith, sorry I forgot your name earlier, is probably the greatest actor rapper ever. I still like Tupac, but he's probably the best, Will Smith. The man won an Oscar. Think about that. He won an Oscar. Meaning he was recognized as one of the top actors in the game. And the guy comes straight from West Philadelphia, never had acting lessons, classes, or nothing. We've had rappers such as Beanie Siegel, Meek Mills, Cassidy, Eve, Study B, EST, Freeway, Cool C, Black Thought and the Roots, the Youngsters, to name a few, that came from my city. Also, we have rappers from New Jersey, Redman, Queen Latifah, Apache, bless his soul, Naughty by Nature, Joe Buttons, Ramson, the Artifacts, the Outlaws. That's just to name a few from New Jersey. That came out and represented for New Jersey. Then it moved to the West Coast. And this, in my opinion, changed rap. In my opinion, the early days of rap was braggadocious. How much money you got, how much jewelry you wearing, what car you driving, how many women you get with. When it went to the West Coast, it became more reality based, more social. They dealt with more social issues, social justice issues. Dealt with stuff like police brutality, the drug epidemic that was sweeping across America at the time, which was crack. Bad time. And you had one of the legendary groups. They on Mount Rushmore to me. You don't put them on a list as the best. They up there with Run DMC, Gangstar, and EPMD. They sit up there. You can't say another group is better than them. This group is legendary. They don't get talked about when you talk about the best list because they be on it. They the guys. NWA. You don't put them on a list with nobody. This is one of the most influential groups of all time. All time. And I think they changed the music. Because rap went from braggadocious, how good I can rap, how fly my gear is, what car I'm driving, how many girls I'm sexing, to F the police, more reality-based rap. And they changed rap. And you have several members of that group that's went on to achieve a lot of success and other adventures, i.e. Dr. Dre, who's produced. Everything he touched seemed to turn into gold. And he had the Dre Beats earphones, which he sold to Apple, which made him a very, very, very wealthy man. You have Ice Cube, who went on to acting. He's a very wealthy man. And several people from NWA as brought forth the DOCs, the Snoop Dogs, the Dogg Pound, the Dub C's, the Mac 10s, Yo-Yo, 50 Cent, Eminem, Young Buck, Lloyd Banks. All this is from that family tree at NWA because it all go back to them. These people was put on through somebody from NWA. They had one of the legendary trees with branches from New York to Texas, Long Beach, everywhere. Then it went down south. It went down south probably before it got to the West Coast because you had a guy named Luther Campbell. And Luke had his own record label, Skywalker Records. And his group, well, they talked about maybe sexually explicit stuff. Their music was only for adults. It wasn't for kids or adolescents. And it consists of the first Asian rapper I ever seen. I think his name is Kid Fresh. Forgive me if I'm wrong. Asian guy rapping. That showed that it just didn't stay with blacks and Latinos. It can cross over to different races. So you go down south, you had Uncle Luke. Then you have another legendary group. I know I'm saying everybody legendary. This group is legendary. And they have one of the coldest MCs ever. I'm talking about the Geto Boys. Had my man Scarface. No disrespect to Willie D. Bushwick Bill. They're good MCs too. But Scarface is like, he's different. He's in my top 10 of MCs all time, period. He had them, they was doing reality rap and what was happening in the community. Then it went to Atlanta. The chart-breaking group outkast. You had Jermaine Dupri too. They're one of the most influential groups ever in hip-hop, outkast. And they kind of put on for the South and for Southern people. Let's be honest with you. I'm going to be honest with you. Before outkast, I thought Southern people couldn't rap. Because I was an East Coast person And the only thing I heard was lyricists like Big Daddy Kane, Rakim, LL, these type of lyricists. So it was foreign to me to hear these guys with the southern slang and the way they were dressing and the stuff they were talking about. But with time, I elevated, opened my mind up, opened my ears up, and started to give the South some credit because they have some incredible MCs down there. They can hold a mic with anybody from the East, the West, or the Midwest. They had some incredible MCs, such as Ludacris, T.I., Mad Skills, Pusha T, Miles, Rick Ross, Lil Wayne. So they really did have some incredible MCs. So, and they was doing it their way and where they was from. And we all got to respect that. Open your ears and your mind and give them a chance. I think they're dope down there. Then it went to the Midwest. You had people like Twista, Common, The Brat, Shauna, Nelly, Saint Lunatics. They put on for the Midwest. Even Chingy, throw him in there. The ups and downs in hip hop are well documented. We know about the East Coast, West Coast BS that should have never happened. And it spawned two tragedies. The death of Tupac Shakur, God bless his soul. The death of Notorious Biggie Smalls, God bless his soul. There's been problems and beefing and fighting with artists and record labels within the drama of rap. But rappers have came a long way. I remember rap was only played certain times on the radio. Mainly Friday night, late night. I listened to it on the come up show in Philly. That was some of the only places I played it. Some artists they wouldn't even play on the radio, like NWA or Luke Skywalker, Two Live Crew. Rap went political too. When you have groups that spoke of self-conscious and black unity, they weren't talking about how many women they have, how many cars they drive. You have folks like S-Clan, Public Enemy, my personal favorite. I think he's one of the GOATs. KRS-One, BDP. You had several groups. In the mid-90s that dealt with social issues. Groups such as Arrested Development, they spoke on social issues and social problems. So that shows the different varieties of rap. It's not just all gangster rap. It's not all, yeah, I got what I'm doing, I'm stacking this bread. There's some people that speak on social issues and try to uplift and teach within his music. You had the trap rap, where guys spoke about hustling, such as Young Jeezy, Gucci Mane, The Clips. Jay-Z is one of them. Raekwon and Ghostface is another duel. That's another genre of rap. So now you have this thing called drill rap. Drill rap, which originated in Chicago in the early 2010s, but became more popular in 2012 with Chief Keef, Lil Reese, FBG Duck, Lil Durk to name a few. I personally like drill rap. What I don't like with drill rap, I don't like the violence that come along with it. I just don't like the violence. But I like the music, which is hard for me to fathom. I like drill rap so much, but I hate the violence. I don't like the violence. And I don't like the disrespect reviews on the dead. There's been too many deaths within drill rap. Drill rap causes a lot of violence. So do the music, brothers, and just keep it on wax instead of harming and hurting each other. Then we also have female rappers, not just a male thing. We've had several female rappers who have achieved and accomplished a lot in this game, such as Eve, Nicki Minaj, Missy Elliott, Lauryn Hill, Remy Ma, Lil Kim, MC Lyte, Foxy Brown, Yo Yo, Mia X, Muhammadia, which help females express themselves. And a lot of these female MCs are cool. They can actually rap. Like the drill rap. Now it seems to be dominating rap itself. Drill rap, which is a subgenre of rap, is split all across the country. Just stop disrespecting the dead. Let that person rest in peace. They no longer your enemy, your op. Show some respect for them and their families. Back to the celebration of hip hop. Hip hop dominates the music scene, the charts. It sells more music, more units than any other genre of music right now. It's very influential. It's been embraced by all cultures and creeds. Whether you're black, you're Asian, you're Puerto Rican, you're white, it's been embraced. And I want to say, May your next 50 years be better than your last. Hip hop, I think we have people like Eminem, Everlast, Kid Fresh, Vanilla Ice, Everlast. So this thing reaches over racial lines. And these people are not black and Latino and they've had success. And it's shown that this music is multicultural. So shout out to hip hop, to all the female MCs, the male MCs, the new rappers, the DJs, the pioneers that's made this music the soundtrack to my life. So let your happy birthday, hip hop. Thank you, like, share, and subscribe. Also watch Tav 2 times. He's a very hilarious comedian, and check his channel out on YouTube. Thank you, like, share, and subscribe.